6:15 is your time on this Tuesday morning. Let's face it, as you age, some things start to slow down, some things start to break down, and some things just literally fall out. We're talking about hair loss and thinning care. So board certified dermatologist, Dr. Corinne Erickson of Georgia Skin Specialist is here to talk about the real reasons behind hair loss. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Brooks. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Dr. E, I was saying, during the commercial break, I haven't had to deal with this, but I understand my time could come. But you specialize more in women's hair loss, and that is something that, perhaps a family member of mine has had to deal with and whatnot. I want to start with this statistics here, because by the age of 50, about 85% of men and 40% of women start to see a significant change in their hair. Explain that to us.
Correct. So you won't experience female hair loss, but I bet a woman in your life will, Brooks. And about 50% of women over their lifetime, and 2/3 of women when they enter that menopausal state will experience some hair thinning. And it's really common because there's so many different underlying causes of hair loss that impact us as we age. There's the hormones. As our estrogen levels fall and our testosterone levels have a higher relative presence, that can cause more of a patterned hair loss. There's this increased shedding episode that happens due to psychological stress, physiological stress, illness, surgery, rapid weight loss with the GLP-1. So hair loss really is common. It is distressing, but fortunately we have a lot of great treatment options backed by evidence, and we can help our patients.
So let's talk about some of those things, because I think oftentimes we see all these commercials on, that are on TV, and you're like, does that stuff really work? And there may be some treatments that are more natural than others, but I think people have to really take a moment to say, do I know what I'm doing and what I'm actually going after, and what treatments are going to be most effective?
This is a great point, and you have to differentiate effective management versus the cash grab. And there's a lot of that going on out there. So if you're experiencing hair loss, number one, early intervention and evaluation is key. This is my most important tool I use in clinic for diagnosing hair loss. It's just a magnifying polarized light. I evaluate the scalp. It tells me so much information. Then we can get you started on a treatment plan that's actually going to work, which may be under $15 a month. If it's an oral prescription medication, there's fabulous topical medications like minoxidil over the counter. And then there's a lot of supplements that are good adjunct treatments to support the medical management of your hair loss.
Can you talk about having a real conversation surrounding hair loss? Because I think, like you said, it can be distressing. Some people are embarrassed to talk about it. Some people just don't want to have that conversation, because when you look in the mirror and things start to look a bit different, that could be hard to accept. But it's important to have those conversations.
It's critical, because I have plenty of female patients who come in and are literally brought to tears, and they feel like this is all in their head. And I tell them it's not just in your head, it's actually happening on your head. And we do have ways to do it. So the first thing I reassure patients is that we can identify the underlying cause or causes. We can perform an evaluation, sometimes some simple lab work. Check your vitamin D levels, your ferritin, your iron stores. These are simple, actionable things that we can test and do something about. And then we look and decide, is there a strong hormonal component? Is there a role for addressing those hormones more specifically? If we need to, we can also pull procedures into the conversation. But losing your hair will stress you out so much, you'll keep losing your hair.
Losing more hair,
and
right?
so what I can really work on in these evaluations is giving patients direction, guidance, action, and hope. And that optimism is part of the cure.
That is so important. Dr. Erickson, thank you so much for being with us. And by the way, she's going to be hosting a webinar to help women who are suffering from hair loss. This will be happening on October 9th, and we've got a link for you to register right now on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. Dr. E, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.